playing an RPG based off of one of my favorite anime series of all time. By the way, I always found it amazing that if you got perfect sound quality on a Super Nintendo, that just blew my mind. We have Ayaka, Princess Ayaka to be precise, Mihoshi of the Galaxy Police, our main protagonist, Tenchi Muyo, the infamous space pirate, Ryoko, our favorite crossbred of rabbit and carrot, cat, the Cabot, Ryoki, that's also a spaceship, if you allow it to, the best-known scientist throughout the entire universe, Washu, and that person, and of course, Princess Ayaka's younger sister, Princess Sasami. But with that said, let's get started with Tenchi Muyo Gamehen, otherwise simply known as Tenchi Muyo the Game. And it's funny that our first enemies we see are demons that Ryoko tried to summon back in the hot springs, but guess I need to start with an enemy somewhere. Even if we get multiple characters, we are only allowed 4 people. We only have one attack to start off with, the attack range, and who you can attack. So for crosscut, it's the standard attack. Execution! And by execution, we just mean whip to death. You don't necessarily gain experience points based on what actions you take, but rather how many monsters you defeat in battle. So, despite Tenchi getting in some combat damage, Ayaka was the one who gained the solo XP just by finishing off that monster. And as you can see, it was a 2 next to a 1. The first 2 represents the range of the attack, and the 1 afterwards, which are symbolized by those green dots there, which shows how much they will be used up. And attack with a light sword against that Kusanagi. Yep. So there we got some range there. Blaster, so has a range of 3. And only one worth going after. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Just behind Ayaka. Should be able to attack this one. So it's a different Kusanagi, but at least we get to attack anyway. Surprise attack, aka critical hit. Ayaka gained a level up, so now she has earned a brand new attack. But of course, with Mihoshi being Mihoshi, she does have a tendency of missing, because she is a bit of an airhead klutz. Now that Ayaka is level 2, she gets a whole new attack. And in this case, she needs it. Let's just play it safe and perform a healing on Tenchi. And I do like to play the whole, try to have everyone as even in experience as possible. Plus it also keeps track of how many battles you've won and of course how many levels you've earned. This battle will continue onward until we manage to strike back at Shitsuki. We'll at least get this set up for Ryoko, if anything else. Or Ayaka could do a one-hit knockout. That's fine too. If I stand in between these 2 Kusanagi and do a spinning cut, I can attack any and all enemies that is within 1 square radius from me. And luckily for me, that's not excluding diagonal. 25, so you're dead. Critical hit of 39, you are so dead. Let's show off the Teddy Bomb, see how it works. 2 damage, and as promised, we were able to deal some damage to her, which means battle's already won. Welcome to the overworld here. If memory serves, it is split up into 3 different chapters. Every time you go to a new area, you always encounter monsters. So much for random monster encounters, I suppose. Ninjin, which is, if memory serves, the Japanese word for carrot. So, makes perfect sense. Okay, I was gonna say, is it our turn yet? Is it our turn yet? My god. Take forever and a half, why don't you? Finally. I'm not going to be surprised if I attack this and it turns out that's enough to kill the Niji. Yep. Especially when it's a critical hit. God damn it. Plasma beam. So she had a somewhat long-range attack. Now she definitely has a long range. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3. She just needs to move 2 spaces up ahead in order to unleash that new move. So I say, let's do it.
Yeah.
Long range will definitely be the make and or break for how characters attack in this game. Well, he's nothing else. He gained a new attack by new level up, and what I'm supposed to say is transformation is possible, provided he has enough Kai. So we can move forward to the river, or there's yet another character we can recruit over in Mahoshi's Galaxy Police Shuttle. In place of Mahoshi, we have Ryoki joining alongside us. New enemy is the Doryu. And these are indeed stronger enemies. Now I wonder if that's going to be enough to finish you off. Let's find out. 32. If I score a critical hit, it definitely will be. So let's show off our transform. As instead of his usual attire, Tenchi dons his Jiraiya battle armor set. And of course, notice the attack is called cat food. Shouldn't it technically be called cabot food? Because, let's not forget, cat would imply that Ryoki is just a cat. Technically, it's a cross of cat and rabbit. Even get a new portrait for that. So the new attack that Tenchi gets is Impact Fist, but of course that only has a range of 1, again, short range. And if memory serves, I don't think it costs Kai energy in order to stay in transform mode, just to actually use moves. When you're transformed, you don't regenerate Kai energy unless you either use them all up or revert back by choice. Let's have Ayeka transform into her own Jiraiya battle outfit. Enough Ki. Yeah, the translation patch does work, not as effective as led to believe. Playtime, so this time have a range of 2, so not much, but hey, it's something at least. So basically a jump ball attack. So now we have the Impact Fist that'll cost 2 Kai to use. Woof! 68 damage, and that wasn't even a critical hit. Let's have Ryoko transform into her battle attire. Show off the heavy bomber fist. Woof! So yeah, needless to say, powerful attacks. And the new attack that Ryoko has is Plasma Sword. Doesn't really change much of anything, but it is deadlier.
Yeah.
Damage, and I believe that is the last enemy. The Hot Springs is the next place we need to go to. There's Katsuhito, otherwise known as Yosho, the original crown prince to Planet Jirai. Suiko, which makes sense because if memory serves, in the Japanese language, Sui means water, and guess what that monster's on top of? Some water, so they can attack via 2. Wow, that actually did a substantial amount of damage there. Oh boy. Yeah, I hate to say this, folks, but I think if I am not careful, this will easily go from bad to buttfuck. No! So the good news is, our characters don't necessarily die, they're just taken out of battle. Enough ki. Okay, so this time, if we head back to Mahoshi's shuttle, once again, we can be able to recruit Yukinojo into our party. I guess it's a good thing that we got God damn it. Mahoshi to level up when she did, because we can't take her into this battle. We are, however, definitely going to be taking Katsuhito and Ryoki with us. Strength 12, Defense 48, HP 68. So close. And his attack for now, double attack. For a level 1 character, Katsuhito is strong. He gets even stronger as you progress with his level up skills. Look at that. Only 2 HP worth of damage. If that doesn't show you how strong Katsuhito is as a playable character in level 1, I don't know what to tell you. One-hit knockout. If there was one disadvantage to Katsuhito is that he takes damage like a tank, he dishes out damage like a tank, but he also moves like a tank. A quintuple attack. As a normal attack, that would have one-shotted that, even at full health. Yeah, you want Katsuhito in your party. I do think we need to get more experience as much as possible. I was not joking when I said that Yukinojo is so slow. Not to mention his attacks cost so much Kai in order to launch. I mean, I guess the fair trade-off is that he can act more frequently, and I don't think that's really saying much of anything. At least has a decent amount of defense, for level 1 anyway. There we go. Now we have level 3 for Ryoki. Enough ki. So now let's show off high temperature. Which is the high powered tackle. And one hit knocked out for Yukinojo. Thanks, Yukinojo, you're a real pal. While everyone else gets moderate level ups, he only gets 2 other moves to learn. Also, you might have noticed a subtle change. Ryoki's ears were pink, now they're more of an orange tint. Yeah, because otherwise it'd be a bit difficult to find out what that would be. That was a slightly different portrait for Ryoki, and her new attack is Lot of Kitties. So obviously you gotta show it off. Summons a multiplicity of those cadets. Critical hit for a nice amount of damage. Nice. Enough ki. Now one advantage that Ryoko has is that she tends to fly, so easier access to move to areas others normally can't reach. So that's the one advantage Yukinojo has against these Doryus, is that they are strictly close range, and at the very least, Yukinojo has long-range attacks. And you are not cooperating with me at frickin' all. Light Slayer have to be close range, but can attack anywhere. So what move does she have? Knockout. So only in a straight path that's not in a different area, and has a range of 2. So unfortunately, I don't have enough Kai, or Kai, to attack. Wait, you're next to... But you're not gonna... Oh, you're weird. There we go, critical hit. Now if I could pull off another one of those, then that would save me an extra turn. Am I expecting it? Not really. It'd be nice, but I'm not expecting it. Ooh, I actually did get it. Sweet. New move is Boom Boom. That cost 5 to use. At least it's a lob attack, so if they were to go there, I'd be able to attack there. I suppose, despite how much it cost, gotta show off Boom Boom once. lobs a long-range missile. Not bad. Once I show off the final move that Yukinojo has, I'm just gonna drop Yukinojo because, yes, Yukinojo has long-range attacks, but they cost so much to use, and overall, it's not really worth it. Also, Yukinojo doesn't get a transformation, so obviously no enough Kai. So next up is the Cliffs. This battle introduces a brand new enemy, the Hien. Which, I forgot, how strong are they? Slightly stronger and beefier defense. Knockout. May as well see what that's capable of. So, summon Kamedake. We need to find out what Light Slayer will do.
Yeah.
Basically, strong attack. Did a cien amount of damage. There we go, level 4. And that should unlock Yukinojo's final attack. Final attack, the end. And cost all of your Kai just to unleash. Just launching a Hadouken. Massive damage! But considering you have to use up all of your Kai to unleash it, the only question I have to ask is, it's powerful, but at what cost? We are gonna, instead of the woods, make our way towards the carrot field, so that way we can head towards the river. We get the chance to show off his transformation outfit. As he does a Shinryuken to the sky to change from teal pants to typical Kendo black pants. Or if it's not Kendo, at least Shinto priest pants. And why not? You've done so well, Ryoki. Have a carrot. And let's have Mahoshi transform into her Galaxy Police battle armor. That comes complete with a bunny tail. I honestly don't know why that's there. Frankly, I could care less about it. Now we get to show off Blur Kick. Not just any kick. A series of kicks from the cosmos. Apparently, Katsuhito learned very well from Chun-Li's 1000 kick. What does she get? A freeze beam. Now that you bring it up, Meaty, now I want to see Mahoshi as a playable character in a Super Metroid randomizer. I would all be down for it. Hell yeah. Her ball form would be Yukinojo. All the ideas flowing through my head. Zero Suit Mahoshi! Fuck yes! Fuck yes, I am all for it. Alright. Let's show off the freeze beam. Yeah! Transformed Mahoshi is less prone to miss her attacks. I could be wrong on that. So, don't quote me on that. In the actual path, we want to head towards the river. Level up for Ryoki, which means restored back to full health. Next attack that Tenchi gets is the Boken Toss. And this is a lob attack. For once, he gets a long-range attack. Costs a bit of Kai, but considering he's mainly a close-range attack, yeah, I think it's worth it. Try to search for Zero Suit Mahoshi, and it doesn't exist. You know what that means? Any artists in my community, you know what to do. Actually, could I get... Yeah, let's show off a bit of distance with the Boken Toss to show how effective it can be. Clonk. One-hit knockout. You love seeing it, baby. Mwah. And the new attack that Ryoki gets is Carrot Field. off. There's a sudden rainstorm of carrots, and it's enough to one-shot. Next up, we check the tree, otherwise wrecked ship known as Funaho. Ooh, got a brand new enemy show up, however. This enemy is called Rekka. Oh, it's a Rekka, alright. A home Rekka. And of course, a terrible joke like that made another one show up. What's her other attack? Bomb Blaster. Let's show off the Light Slayer. Critical hit. Monster Rush. Well, this is probably going to be overkill, but let's show it off. So basically summons her own Kusanagi for one turn and just bam. Whether or not we went through the top or bottom, we would end up at the main gates. Kisaragi. So obviously, if not the attack or damage buff that is intimidating, its health is definitely super meaty. Kai stance. So obviously, sacrifices a turn to charge up his Kai. Kai, I think it's supposed to be Kai. Why does a Ki? Don't know. So we do get Asaka and Kamadake to help us out. They're level 2, so they are going to be liabilities until we can get them to level up. Asaka gets pretty good defense and decent health with strength of 15. Kamadake gets strength of 12, defense 41 with some health. And our new enemies are Kagami and Mizukami. So what moves do Asaka have? Super Squash and Exploding Light. Range of 1. But at least it gets any and all within one range. Super slow. Meanwhile, Kamadake can attack, but is mainly the healer. So we'll have you stay as is and focus on that one. For not being a critical hit, that's actually pretty damaging. That's an interesting way to put it. Good thing Ayaka's here to help heal. So we're going to have Ayaka summon Kamadake to heal Kamadake. Wait. I think we just created a time paradox. Could use some more Kai, so we'll do that. Let's show off Exploding Light. Disco Light Show. Wow, 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 wow. Decent amount of damage. But of course, if there were more enemies surrounding Asaka, that would have done far more damage. Let's go somewhere else. And welcome to the overworld map number 2. So let's head there. So now, we gain access to the greatest scientific genius throughout the galaxy. Excuse me. The greatest scientific genius of the universe. Little Washu. And she is already level 4, so not that much experience grinding we have to do with her. And we got 2 new enemies here. The Hodane, or Dying. Actually, if we're going based off of English Romanji, it would be Hodine. Somewhat decent strength, definitely good defense with 64 HP. And Benisasori, okay strength, hell of a lot of defense, and not that much HP. So definitely need to keep an eye out. Blah. keep an eye out for those. Yes, the Washu dolls are a thing in the TV series. I have yet to see them show up in the OVA series, which, if this is what this game is based off of, it makes little to no sense. So we have one actual attack, the Mecha Punch, Medicine, which is pretty obvious, and Cheer, which I believe is a stat boost. So for now, let's finish this one off with a Mecha Punch. Literally summons a Mecha Fist to show up out of nowhere. We can, however, cheer someone, even if it's for ourselves. Let's cheer Kamadake, because obviously limited ways of attacking could use all the help as possible. Hooray! Hooray! Kamadake! Attack up by 7 points. Now's a good time as any to use our next move that we still have yet to show off, which is Medicine. Although, if I have different 2 spaces, may as well go there. Oh. There we go. Special Concoction! So now let's transform into a nurse's outfit. Alright, let's show off that needle attack. Which is just what you think it is. Attacking with an injection needle. Forced to go back to the main gate. Oh. Ah! And that's a standard attack, too. Oh boy. Oh boy. That hurt. That hurt. Let's heal ourselves. Yes, Kamadake can heal himself by sending himself to heal himself. Okay, I think at this point, Doc Brown is having angry shitstorm explaining how much we fucked up the space-time continuum at this rate. What's the new attack that Kamadake learned? Power Drop. That's a strong move. Costly, but strong move. Let's see it in action. He's fine. Kamadake's new move is Heal Plus. So, obviously, wider range and heals for much more health. Not going to show that much of a difference, I'd imagine, but may as well show it off. Yeah, slightly different animation to show that it heals more, but otherwise, not that much of a difference. Let's just go to Block A. So our new enemies, Burikin and Tatsujin. Just more meatier as far as health goes. If Sasami is being held captive, that must mean she's back at the main gate. No. It means she's at the back gate. No, let's be real here. She's at the prison. Okay, I'm pretty sure no one else heard that, but Tango is in the other room right now, and she is thumping her head against the door right now. Since she's still in that teething period, she tends to munch on wires, and obviously I want to try and deter her away from that. Got the Bomb Blaster, and I don't think we got to show it off last time. So yeah, perfect time as any to show it off. Which is basically just fire wildly in the air and hope it shoots something. Buri King. Decent amount of strength, decent amount of defense. Definitely the meaty type. Beam Squall!
Yeah.
So just warping all over the place, shooting beams. Critical hit, 85, not bad, and 57. Excuse me? Scorpion enemy, I think your priority is a bit skewed up. You know, not saying, I'm just saying. Right, another blaster attack. From point blank range, even. Oh, that's just sad. Okay, I'm just hearing a whole bunch of noise from my cat in the other room. At least I'll be glad once she's, number one, out of her teething phase, which will come November, and earlier than that, come October, when we'll get her spayed. Because hopefully that should make her a bit more mellow. Odd. This game is suddenly feeling the need to do fast forward when I'm not even pushing the fast forward button. Okay, Tango is definitely starting to get a bit restless. My goodness. Should be fine, but should definitely check up on her after this battle. Actually, I think I got a good idea of what she got her hands on, and if that's the case, she's a bad kitty. Attack stance. Attack raised by 15, so yeah, now he's even more deadlier than he was before. I do want to have the level up go to Mahoshi. So yeah, even she can fail with that Mahoshi. We've now recruited Sasami into our party. Tango got to a part of the bathroom she's not supposed to get into, made a huge mess, so obviously she needed a little bit of a punishment for that. What moves does Sasami have for us? Sasami Fly, Sasami Shield, which I imagine is defense buff, Blessing, which I'm assuming is healing, and of course, she does have a transformation move. We'll do Sasami Shield. Oh, it's agility! Agility goes up by that, and it's not even a stat we can see, so how can you tell? I wish I was joking about that. How can you tell? So, let's try Sasami Fly. So just lob a frying pan at them. Not sure if that's how it works, but sure, why not? So let's do Blessing on Ryoko. The blessing from the goddess Toonami herself. He's our meaty boy, so I doubt this will finish him off. Critical hit, 97. And speaking of 7, level up for level 7. And critical hit. So about that not finish him off bit. Oh well, that battle ended quickly. Game technically should be over, but of course everyone's curiosity is like, okay, we gotta know who this Mizuki is, who she's really working for. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this. That's where the rest of this game comes into play. So next up on our list should be the Backgate area. Suck teddy bomb, kid! Except that didn't work. And that wasn't even a teddy bomb. Just an entirely different attack altogether. Nice amount of damage. And Ryoko got her final level up. Well, only one way to transform. Pretty mutation! Magical recall! The magical girl, Pretty Sammy! you'd think that something along the lines of the Magical Girl Pretty Sammy series would not be canonical with the OVA series. Apparently, since the Mihoshi special takes place in the OVA universe, and Pretty Sammy did show up there, technically speaking, sure, you could say she's a part of this universe. The next area we need to go to is Block B. Now that we don't need to worry about Ryoko for the time being, now we can actually do some proper level up for everyone else. There's a reason why I made Ryoko level 8. And if it doesn't become clear now, it will become clear later on. No, actually, it's going after Mihoshi. Interesting. And then that one goes... Okay, I don't even know who they're going after anymore. Yeah, seriously, what was that one doing? What is their strategy right now? Because I am all sorts of confuzzled right now at this point here. Okay, now they're choosing a double team. Why that one chose not to attack someone along the way, I don't know. Because that's how it should be done. Why not? Sasami fly with this one. I guess it depends on the range, the different types of attacks, but that one was pretty awesome. Let's put that theory to the test. Up close, it was the frying pan. From 2 spaces away, ooh, sashimi knife. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get in contact with those. Railgun. This is going to be interesting. Should be 4 spaces away max, so sure. There's no point for me attacking, but I want to see this new attack. And she missed. Well, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing if she can't hit, because didn't need to worry about that, but still, gotta do something about that. Milky Sammy. Milky Sammy. Also, thank you for the bit donation there, Cool Al. There's something about Milky Sammy. I'm sorry, but that just caught me off guard. Let's go for the Milky Sammy attack on you. Holy crap, 89 damage. Now that's a lot of damage. Next stop, the factory. Let's see, what is her level 5 attack? Lightning Discharge. Range of 2. And costs half my power, but still useful nevertheless, I'd imagine. Ah, yes, I remember that attack. Oh, of course, critical hit. For 141. Not bad damage, if I'm being perfectly honest. Not bad damage at all. What is your level 5 attack? Kick attack. I'm curious how much damage you can do against that one from far away. Kick attack. Jump kick, not bad. Respectable 72 damage. If Ryoko accepts, then I promise to explain everything. Thank you for the sound alert! It caught me right off guard, but in the best way possible. You don't even get to choose how you fight in this battle, but that's okay. I don't need to worry about that. I'm going to take a gambit here and just run away from battle. Not necessarily run away, but you can see where this is going. I can't go that way? I can go this way at least. And turn. And I say run away, I meant bide my time so I can transform. Yeah, I'm sure this would be frightening if I was at a much weaker level. But since I'm fully upgraded, I have my attacks of Plasma Sword, Monster Rush. We also learned Double Slash and Giga Hand. Well, I don't have enough for all, so let's check out the Giga Slash. Or, no, Double Slash. Giga Hand for this one. Ooh. Okay, that's a throwback to the duel against Kagato. 149 damage. So yeah, down goes Mizuki. Pretty simple win. Meet our main antagonist for this game, Kasumi. So this was the main reason why I was trying to max out Ryoko as soon as possible. Until we get to the end of the game, we're not going to have access to Ryoko. So, you know, figured less grinding for her to worry about in the end. While this main ship is what we need to worry about for Kasumi, or Kusumi, not Kasumi. Huge difference. We also can take out her claw arms, the Udes, and that's what I plan to do. But I haven't gone this far in the game before, so just to play it safe, I'm gonna bide my time. Chances are this might come back to bite me in the ass, but won't know unless we try. Although this is really what she's planned to do, and not move at all, I might just bide my time until everyone's transformed. As far as I can tell, game's not gonna tell me otherwise. Pretty mutation! Magical recall! And the only reason I gush about that stuff is because, obviously, I did like Dragonball Z growing up. I did watch a bit of Sailor Moon. This series, the Tenchi Muyo series, this is what I particularly remember the most growing up as a kid. Because obviously, this was my favorite series, or anime series of all time. So, obviously, I would know more about that. I'm going to try moving forward. 3 for Ryoki. 2 for Sasami. I've got how far? Range of 3. So if I move there, 1, 2, 3, just out of range from there. Actually, if that's the case, we'll just have her get up close and attack. Milky Sammy. Got hefty damage. Or hefty defense, I should say. And yep, I figured the range would be 3. That's bad. That is bad. Next chance I get, she's backing away. Backing the fuck away and healing up. And lightning discharge too far away, obviously. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Still be 2 moves away. And attacking Ryoki. Ah, that is bad. That is bad. Now I'm starting to wonder if this is one of those, am I just fucked to begin with, or can I still win this battle? Or maybe, if I'm lucky, it's one of those, you can't win, but you still get credit for trying to get through here anyway. One way to find out, I suppose... So, the original plan was to back the fuck away. That's no longer an option. Go all out. And yeah, bye-bye, Sasami. Actually, for this one, I can move there. Lightning discharge against you. So we'll attack against Tenchi. Oof. I know it was based on a surprise attack, but ow, that still hurt like hell. Yep, I kind of figured. Bye-bye, Tenchi. Oh! Not dead. Yet. Lightning discharge. Kill that claw. Now it's bye-bye, Tenchi. Oh boy. Retreat! Oh boy! I honestly am not going to be surprised if I already screwed this battle up. I'm probably still screwed regardless, but let's see. So I wonder, is it game over, or does the story still move on? It's actually game over. Well, crap. Oh well, it's a good thing. This thing does have a after-battle save. Unfortunately, the Suzuki fight doesn't count as a save point, but that's okay. That is not what I chose. I chose continue. Thank you. We're gonna level grind a bit. How dare you choose not to raid me? How dare you, man? I even said I was going to start my stream before Constantine's. How dare you? Nah, I really don't care at this point. What is your other move? Sasami Blast. And notice it's green for all, which means it's only useful for allies. Sammy Blast on all. Oh, agility boost for everyone. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. And hopefully the one on top will realize, oh, there's more room. Let me move over there and attack Tenchi. Good! Relieve Sasami of that pressure. The way the cheer goes is always in rhythm with what battle theme you got going. So if it's slow, it's a simple while if it's fast, it's more or less a You gotta love the little touches that are there from that. That, my friends, is called dedication. Back in the day, good games used to have, you know, honor, decency, and actual effort put in a game? Whatever happened to those good old days? Oh, I know what happened. People were concerned more about the green, that they didn't really give a shit about tiny little details. For shame, gaming companies. For shame. Blaster move still has yet to miss. Probably jinxed myself by saying that. I don't care. Toonami's Bless, which I'm pretty sure if there was room, Toonami's Blessing is the move. There, and it should be enough to cover enough of this sector. Yes, it will affect everyone in here, which is probably a heal all if I had to guess. Yep. Heal. Nothing, and nothing. Well, even if it wasn't worth much in the long run, it's good to know ahead of time, so when the time comes, we'll be ready for it. And as for Ayaka, her level 6 move, Smash! So let's try... or attack on that one first. Ah! Little Washu dolls! I mean, I'm not gonna commit to this battle, but you know we have to see it. Just sacrificial bombs is all. Yeah! Damn, girl, I'm proud of you! Not one single miss this entire battle, or the previous one. Double slash. Or she makes a clone of herself, and they attack simultaneously. Okay. Critical strike, 160, so enough to damage her twice over. Give that cheer to Katsuhito. Sasami's shield, only this time to Katsuhito. And a cheer for Tenchi. My main concern is Sumi herself. Because she might actually be in range. Yeah, yes she is. Step right there, and pass on Sasami's Blessing to Tenchi to restore his health. What's his move? Kick attack from 3. In fact, I should know this because we saw this last time. 1, 2, 3. Step 1, space ahead. Blessing. Yeah, not too concerned about Kazuhito, but definitely concerned about Tenchi. Actually, hold on. Just notice something. Ah! That's interesting to know. Kazuhito has a defense of 66, but Tenchi has nice defense. It all makes sense now. So yeah, I'm actually not concerned about the claws, especially if that's the best damage they can do. Ooh, and that's why Kazuhito doesn't have nice defense. He's got nice damage. I feel like you might be the bigger target in the end, so we'll do that. And I would be right to choose Tenchi because that bomb happened. Alright, down goes the claw. Well, one of them at least. Do blessing. And we'll give medicine to Katsuhito. Is this enough to finish you off? If it's critical hit, most definitely. If Sasami's there, it should be enough range. So I'm going to try and go in for it. Ouch, and that was a critical strike, too. And survey says, just enough room. Turn. But yeah, since he's not transformed, he doesn't have his defense and or power boost. Let's focus on cross-cut. Ooh, 62 damage. Nice. Let's go for more blessings. No, not move. Just attack. Well, I still got enough room for it, so why the hell not? Go, little Washu dolls! Especially since we only got one attacker, and ooh, unless that happens. I was gonna say, yeah, this should be no problem for Tenchi, because Sasami can do all the healing. No, most likely not. Especially if that keeps up. And once more into the blur kick. Need 94 damage. 62, so not there yet, but we are getting close. So you know what? Screw this. Boken toss. There we go. That was enough to finish her off. Clear the launch pad to cheat. We're taking this baby to the moon! If you were wondering what that final slot was within our party recruits, we also have Suzuki with us as well. And it says, choose the members of Team 1. Hopefully this is like one of those Cecil after becoming a paladin. Starts off low level, but becomes increasingly stronger that much faster, so she can become reliable. We'll say that. Oh, God! The only benefit she has is decent amount of health to start off with. Compared to everyone else, that's not saying much. She can move far. I'll give her that much credit. Heavy defense, but not that much attack. Same thing for you. Heavy defense, not much attack. Let's see how you do with your waltz attack. What a shock. Not that much damage. What about knockout? Wow, that did pathetic damage. Musical waltz. Okay. That one should be able to hit you. Yep. Musical waltz. That was for 4 damage. Doesn't matter. It's enough. She's level 6. Let's see what her level 6 attack is. Super medicine. So I knew Nurse Washu had a healing move. Was it a waste? Probably, but why not? Hyogan and Hyodane. Flying high kick. Let's try it on you. Not bad. Very costly, but not that bad. If not, Mizuki, Shizuki... I don't even know what her name is. Sharon? Sharon? Let's call her Sharon. If not Sharon, we should probably focus on Mahoshi if she's going to keep missing her blows. Suzuki, Mizuki, Sharon, who knows? An artificial humanoid made by because again, it's supposed to be Kuzumi, now it's Kutsumi. Ugh. I'm blaming this on the translation patch. Because I don't even know what it's supposed to be otherwise. What's your new technique? Dance kick. Does quite a number of damage. The Shidens. Kinda stronger, definitely tougher, with more health. New move. Hellfire. I'm sorry, but we have to see this one. Critical hit for 120 damage. Not bad. Not bad. Also, I'm glad that went off, but let me guess. Now I'm going to switch over to just a standard blaster, and it's going to miss. Why'd I even open my mouth? Why did I even... Damn it! Ah! My move went away. So close. And Marin. Tagami. So, maybe a bit stronger. Definitely beefier and a bit hardier. Miss. Miss. Wah 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 wah. Standard blaster. Still missing. No, I'm gonna blame it on the fact that it was point blank range. So obviously, see, this is clearly the answer I was looking for. And we finally made it to our final destination on the map, the moon.
It can pull the moon out of its orbit.
No, that's right! We're on the moon! Even then, it says, Kusumi, but then sometimes it says Kutsumi. Fan translation patch. Make up your goddamn mind. That's all saying retaliation there. We never got to see his triple attack. So how about it? Hoi, hoi, hoi. Critical hit. 145. Aw, not enough for a level up. Boo. I'm sorry. What are you guys doing again? So, what new attack does Pretty Sammy have? Burst Heart. For all within range of 2. Private room first. So, we definitely have new enemies to look at here. What the fuck are they? That's the real question. What the fuck are they? We have Gansekyo. Decently strong and fairly defensive with general boost and defense, and Genbu, attack strength of 26, defense 34. Doesn't really have that much health, though. Alright. Another one spawned, which makes it hilarious that it's directly in front of him. That's just hilarious. Oh, my 1 hit point. 1 hit point. Such bad news. So yeah, we can head right to the lab, or we can go straight to the dining room, which, honestly, if we want to check out all the battles, that's what we gotta do. Damn, Sharon, you're an animal! An animal, I say! Tenchiken. Curious to see how that works. Let's just see if we can finish this game right here and now. Tenchi, Katsuhito, Washu, and Suzuki. Let's start off by cheering Tenchi. Now got a 19 power boost. Can't do anything, can't do anything, can't do anything. Good. We are out of range. Which means I gotta do some experimentation. So I gotta see how far the range is. Certainly not there. That's for damn sure. Well, since I know Katsuhito has his own power-up boost, we'll give the last one to you. Power by 18. Hot damn. So naturally, not enough to attack for her other attacks to hit, but it is enough for Kasumi to attack. It's not attack. Okay, so same range as before. How powerful are you? Kind of powerful. Same thing over here. So that's not going to do anything. Suzuki. Ooh, that's surprise attack or not, that's still not good. Transform. Okay, so basically same range. So The rest are definitely safe up to here. So that's just what we'll do. And it looks like I already gave Tenchi the power boost, so naturally, cheer for Sharon. Obviously, setting Kasumi up for an attack there, but I think it'll be worth it. And Shinryuken. Let's not be too hasty. Hopefully... No, obviously going after Washu first. Still got that critical attack. Had to be close range to use the Tenchiken. Damn. Oh well. We'll go up to here and go for a kick attack. Left hand. Critical damage, which is good. Which means, theoretically, I should have no problem taking you out. Theoretically. Especially if we use musical bolts. Not close enough to it, but that's okay. Attack stance. And there we go. Problem solved. Ow. Let me just see. How's everyone doing? He's fine. She's fine. No. Damn button always going way too fast. Let's heal Kazuhito. Besides, I get the feeling, yeah, it's going to be diverted to Tenchi at this point. Actually, let's go for an Impact Fist. Give you a chance for 2 attacks. And of course, we'll give you a chance to attack the right hand. And by right hand, we mean right claw. Let's go for the blur kick. Booyah! Not enough to take out that... Wow. Not gonna lie, I am a bit shocked and disappointed. Let's go for another Impact Fist. Once again, musical waltz on that hand. Right. There we go. And final level up for Sharon. So I get the feeling she's probably going to be a must-have in the final party. Let's go ahead with the blur kick and finish this battle off. 62. Oh, but before we end, level up for Katsuhito. What in the world are you doing cloning my daughter like this? Also, you're making that a statement. I thought this was a question. If you've been paying attention to the Ryoko you've been playing with for so long, and more importantly, the other Ryokos you see in this battle, it should be obvious who's who. Okay, so since Suzuki is max level, we'll keep her to the sidelines for now. And instead, we'll focus on Tenchi, Ayeka, Katsuhito, and Washu. 3 of them are wearing yellow, 1 is wearing pink. One of these things doesn't belong here. Also notice one of them has 20 hit points. The other ones have 140. You could have just had the same thing, but this one have more health. It could have been a little bit challenging. Not to mention, the real one is relatively weaker compared to the others. So, what the hell. So, we're going to do the same strategy for the Kasumi fights as we did for this one. Where it's going to be Katsuhito and Tenchi focusing on the attacks, while the others are either power boosting or healing. If that's the case, just so they don't double team on Tenchi, block that off. Get in the Kai pose. Or Kai stance. The Kai stanza. The Kai stanza. And then, so Katsuhito doesn't have to worry about a power boost once he transforms. We'll just do that right away. And again, if this were the anime series, I know, even though Ayeka's in trouble, unless Tenchi said, for the love of God, get out of here, she would try and do what she can to be a sacrificial shield for Tenchi. Let's be real here. Anyway. And we'll actually do what we can to get rid of you right now. One less fake Ryoko for us to worry about. There we go. Let's focus on a triple attack for this one. And, yeah, once again, just finish you off. Blech. And more fake Ryokos are appearing. Great. So just when we thought we were done with all this BS, no, more come along. Unfortunately, I don't have enough Kai in order to do a spinning cut, because that would actually be very useful right now. We'll do a quintuple attack against you. See, that's enough. Especially if it's a critical hit, it's most definitely it. And big shock, more clones coming in. And now that I finally have enough for a spinning cut, it's not worth it. How are we doing health-wise? Yosha will be fine, so let's just focus on... no. Let's focus on healing Tenchi. And then, same thing. Quintuple attack on you. Just focus on healing yourself, Ayeka. Okay, so now it's actually worth it for me to do this. Spinning cut. And of course, the one that gets defeated is the one that gets the critical hit, because of course that's the case. Man, that one is just adamant about killing Ayeka at this point, I tell you what. Let's go for the flying high kick for you. And more healing for you. I can still reach Kazuhito if need be. Let's see. You're the one that's in most dire health, whereas you, not so much. Sucks. The one move I want to use as Tenchi, I technically can't because the real Ryoko is in the path of destruction. Whatever. Finish you off. Blech. Okay, I don't see them respawning, so that means we should be getting close to not having to worry about this double teaming shit. Also, why did I do that? So I just realized what's about to happen. Medicine, heal Tenchi. Please, thank you, drive around. Okay, now I can move one space away, and now spinning cut's worth doing. Okay, because he's been getting the shat on so much, I think Ayaka deserves this attack against the fake one. Clonk. Another Kai stance. Oh yeah. And I think it's only fair Katsuhito gets some healing. Even though he really doesn't need it, I think it's only fair. And cross-cut on you. And there we go. Battle's done. Hey! Aw, shoo! How dare you mess up my plans! We're back to having a full roster here. Ginryu, which I think, if memory serves, from my old days of playing Final Fantasy IV, I think that just literally translates to Silver Dragon. Ooh, Flying Skullbreaker. You know we've got to see that move. Let's see this cool-ass move. Flying Skullbreaker! Flying Skullbreaker! Ooh, he even did a little pose. Holy shit! Yeah, this is why Kazuhito is the Crown Prince of Planetary. Don't mess with him. Toonami fly. Or Sasami fly. Something fly. I think your fly is open. That's clear what the move is called. Your fly is open. Evil Ryokis! So now they're getting the idea of, oh hey, if we take out the big guns, we should have no problems there. And so far, that strategy is working in spades for them. Just to make sure everyone else is healed. We'll give everyone Toonami's blessings. Triple attack against the fake Ryoki. Oof. 1 hit point. That's so sad and disappointing.
1 hit point. That's so sad and disappointing.
And big shock to no one. We stalled long enough that more Ryokis are showing up. Yep, he got his final level. Ooh. No wonder it's his final level up. He's got a nice amount of defense. If anything, we're looking at a rare Ryoki. Because normally they're gray. This one's golden. So for all we know, that's a... this is a rare Ryoki Pokemon we're looking at here. In fact, I can picture it right now. Ryoki, the Cabot Pokemon. The evolved form of Persian. Oh god. So, it's instead Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Okay, I see where this is going. Jesus. So he's got as much power as he did in Warp form. If he was Stone Wall before, he's a Metal Wall now. Kinryu, which is probably a Gold Dragon. Natural damage of 38 for a character like Sasami. That's pretty damn impressive. But speaking of which, this is exactly what I was afraid of. Surprise attack. Yeah. As soon as she gets a chance, she is backing the fuck away from there. Burst Heart. What is this one? Just summon a Ryoki Meteor on the enemies. Sure, why the hell not? Hilarious. There's still one more fight before the end. Sasami, Katsuhito, Washu, and she did want an excuse to punch Mizuki, so why not? Let's have Sharon in there as well. So let's see, what are we dealing with here? Homon, and I believe at the center, Amashiro. So yeah, huge defense and strength coming from that. Not as much huge strength, but definitely huge defense from there. Let's see what happens if we advance one space ahead. Is that in range? So far, it looks like no, which is a good thing. What is his final move? Total annihilation. Hell yes. So I can move here and be in range next turn. Let's hold on it for now. See if... Aha, one of them can attack. Thing in the middle is attacking both Sharon and Kazuhito. See how much damage it does. Just set an example. Kazuhito 26, and Sharon 26. Now it's time to get up close and personal and try and dish out all the damage. Sharon's dance. A lot of damage, not enough to finish it off, but pretty good damage at least. Missiles to the face for only 27 damage. Not bad. But yeah, let's see what Kazuhito is capable of with his final move learned. Total annihilation. Blazing speeds to attack in such a blur. Chances are, if this was taken in the DBZ universe, that would probably take about 5 seconds in real time for all that move to happen. And a one-hit knockout. Not enough to defeat that. Because of the raised defense, I don't think it would one-shot this one. But my god, it would have come pretty damn close. Actually, just so we are in decent enough range to get that one out of the way. Let's do... I think it was Dance Kick on you. There we go. So that takes care of the other cannon. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this turn... no, not Blessing. Shield on herself. Since I'm pretty sure Washu should be fine. But at least come next turn. Surprise attack on Katsuhiro for 39 and 28. You know, it's funny. Every time I passing by one of the highways in my neighborhood, I always see a Wash U joint around. And the very first thing that pops in my head is, of course, Wash U, because why the hell not? Now that we're done with the... Oh, yeah, it was Dance Kick. Next up, Musical Waltz. At least now, we are in close enough proximity range to do a blur kick. Critical hit. Not enough to finish it. Come pretty close, though. That should be enough to heal everyone. Yeah, seems like it. So, obviously, nothing for those two. Those three. At least Sharon got healing. That's all that matters. And good news! There's enough health for you to finish it off. Just like you wanted, Sharon. So now, for real, the true final battle. Here we go. I'm less concerned about Kusumi and more or less the golden Sharons. Because if they're anything like the Sharons I have, they know nearly everything she does at level 8. So, if nothing else, that's extra reason to be concerned. Let's see if I can take out the one on the far right. So, Suzuki's Dance on you. Damn. And that was a critical hit even. Oof. Now I bet you, dollars or donuts, if I had the cheer power boost on her, she might have been able to get that one. Especially since her attack went up by 22. I'm trying to think. Triple attack. So let's go for a triple attack on you. Ooh, and that too was only a critical hit. Ugh. And no shock to everyone, going after Tenchi. .26. Mirror match. Not that much. And against Tenchi. That surprise attack, however, not really a fan of that. So let's see, 58, 64. And how much attack? 64 attack versus 64, so really doesn't matter. Musical Waltz on you, then, since you're the closest to Sasami. Hit for 168. I'm starting to think most of these moves might not be balanced. Call it a hunch, but I'm starting to think they might not be as balanced as previously led to believe. And that's still not enough to finish you off. Well, we gotta even out the playing field. A simple bonk on the head, that's all it takes. Who knows, maybe it was even a punch to the soul. You know, we're not ruling anything out. once again, musical waltz on you. 112.
行くぞ
And then crosscut on you. Critical hit of 73. And why the hell not? Probably not going to mean a damn thing, but won't know unless we try. Oh. Wow.
行くわよ
Yeah, I definitely made that clone shaking her boots with that knife toss. So yeah, let's just do ourselves a favor and remove that. And our turn.
行くぞ
Besides, number one, we can use this as a grandiose opportunity to... Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Have you weren't there. You go there.
行くよ
Let's see, Sasami, if you could give your blessing on a Tenchi.
もう大丈夫ほら
You go ahead and give the medicine to Sharon. So now, here's my master plan.
行くぞ
Bide our time until Tenchi is able to transform, and then from there,
行くわよ
just bide our time.
ほら
Then, when it's right, we strike.
行くぞ
Transformation!
行くよ行くわよほら行くぞ
Let's see, 79 defense over 79 defense. Ooh, but I think Tenchi's slightly strong. Yes, Tenchi is slightly stronger because he is transformed. 66 strength, nearly maxed out defense, so yikes. And naturally attacking Tenchi. Surprise damage, maybe. I could care less about that, and more or less, yowza. Hell of a lot of damage. Oh, this is why Toonami's here to
も
help
う
us
大
out.
丈夫
Couldn't heal all the damage, but that's okay. We move on. Time for Sharon's dance. For 117.
行くぞ
Ugh. Now, more importantly, we have Tenchiken and, ooh, the Lighthawk wings. We'll show off the Tenchiken. You know we gotta attack with the Lighthawk wings. So Tenchiken is basically, he brings forth his sword into battle, which makes sense. But now, let's finish it off with the Lighthawk wings. single hit. No! As it should be. Finished him off with the Lighthawk wings. Beautiful. Smack. Who is a failure? There's that smack she wanted. Who is useless? Well, that's... Please forgive me, Sharon. Sharon is pissed at Kusumi. That was Tenchi Muyo Game Hen. It does kind of suck. The only way you can gain experience is if the person delivers a finishing blow. Having said that, this is still a very fun tactical RPG, and if you can find a English patch translation of this game, I'd seriously give it a whirl. But then again, this is the same person who not only likes RPG while being tactical, but combining the two makes such the best of the... Oh, we even get to see the voice actors for this game. Sasami and Ai providing the voices of Tenchi and Ryoko. But yeah, I was gonna say, they make such a great blend of Yumi for Ayeka, I imagine Chisa for Sasami, and Ai for Toonami. Meanwhile, Yuko, Mizutani, huge difference for Mahoshi, while Kobayashi, Yuko for Washu. Didn't get to hear the alternate, but I wonder if that would be because we never got to see her goddess voice. Oh, and there's Toonami. Etsuko Kosakura for Ryoki. Didn't even get to see the voices for Toonami, whatever. Kenichi for Asaka, and Wataru for Kamadake. And even, wow, Ai is pulling some triple, maybe even quintuple time here. Takeshi for Kazuhito. Hideyuki for Yukidojo, Hiroka for Kusumi, and Mizue for Sharon. So the game seems like it's pretty animate in calling her Shizuki. All the guides say that her name is Mizuki, so obviously why not call her Sharon at this point if the guides and the game can't even come to a consensus of what her name is. And I don't think there's a special ending for if you've unlocked all the characters, but I just decided to do so because why the hell not? I don't know if this would have made a decent special for the OVA series. An OVA mini-series, I could definitely see this as part of that thing there. I think it would be quite interesting, even. I don't think Genion is even a thing, because I think they got bought out. I haven't kept up with the series as much past the third OVA season, but as far as I could tell, Tenchi Muyo is still a thing in Japan. So, if it's still going strong, to those that own the rights to the Tenchi Muyo series, if you're out of ideas, convert the game into an anime series. I'd check it out. Aww. See, there's our real reward for beating the game. Ryoki enjoying herself with some carrots. Yeah. There's been a whole lot of the Tenchi Muyo series that I've been watching from Toonami, whether it be the OVA series, the initial TV series, Tenchi Universe, the follow-up TV series, Tenchi in Tokyo, and then eventually I was able to buy the 3 movies, Tenchi Muyo in Love, Tenchi Muyo 2, I believe it was called Daughter of Darkness, and Tenchi Muyo 3, Tenchi Muyo Tenchi Forever, which was later, that I later learned in Japan was called Tenchi Muyo in Love 2, Tenchi Forever, but take that for what you will. And even some sequel series and kind of spin-offs based off of that, such as the Mahoshi Special / Magical Girl Pretty Sammy OVA series, Sasami the Magical Girl Club, and even some stuff that branched away from Tenchi, but still had the Tenchi name in there, such as featuring Senya Yamada, who was with terrible bad luck that doesn't necessarily affect him, but everyone else around him, who got signed up into the Galaxy Police Force with his own grand adventures. There's War on Geminar, And of course, there's Duo, the Parallel Trouble Adventure series. I could just go on and on and on about this. Oh, we even got the final results. We were able to win 42 battles, got all of our party members at only 4 of them got up to level 8, and our Maniac rating is 60 out of 100, so apparently it's only good enough for a D-. So it kind of makes me wonder, would Gerard the Completionist ever do something like this? Because I bet you the other percentages about all this is, I don't think necessarily beating the game as quickly as possible, but getting all 12 party members and getting them all to level 8, because I'd imagine that's pretty much where the other 40 points comes from. So I imagine if all we needed was 8, so 65, 70, 75, 80, excuse me, 85, 90, 95, 100, yeah. If the only 40 points for the Maniac rating is that, that'd be something.